Land to Coast here at an inspection.
Yes, Kaitlyn.
Woo! Okay, so now we're going to talk all things home inspection.
Yes, so we actually just wrapped up a home inspection for one of our recent buyers who is under contract.
First time home buyer, love
yes,
this.
So exciting. We did a regular home inspection as well as a septic inspection and 4-point wind mitigation and WDO.
And also a scope of the plumbing, which I feel like some people don't want to do, but we're going to talk about why that's important today. So, Kaitlyn, first let's talk about home inspections in general. Why do we do them?
Pretty much to make sure you know what you're buying. So when you get a home inspection, I tell people all the time, it's going to be like 24 pages long, usually minimum. Don't freak out, don't panic. It is the inspector's job to make sure you know everything about the house that you're buying.
So a builder once told me, and I live by this, I feel like it's so great, is a home inspection is not only a tool, it's also educational, right? So you're now learning everything about your house. It does have this, it doesn't have that. You have gas, you don't have gas, you have PVC pipe or different type of piping. I mean, you need to know how to care and maintain a home because that's just as important as when you buy the house. If you don't maintain it, you're not going to gain value, you're not going to gain equity. And honestly, like you'll start to notice it in the quality of your home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is very good. Like you said, good. Now you know all the moving parts, you could say, that go into your house and you know how to maintain them because maybe you've never dealt with septic before. And so now you get a septic inspection and now you know what you need to do. Or maybe you've never dealt with a certain type of pipes and this type of pipes may have a completely different maintenance than this type of pipes.
Yeah. So today we learned, because we did a septic inspection, we loved the company that came out. They were super great.
Yes. Shout out to Totally Hooked.
Woo-woo.
They were awesome.
They were. And honestly, they just gave great information. They have maintenance plans, but aside from that, you should be maintaining your filter to your septic every 3 to 4 months. And I feel like a lot of people really don't know that.
No, absolutely. I never knew that.
Yeah, and we grew up on septic.
Yeah, like I just knew you get it pumped every like so many years, but no, apparently there's a filter that should be.
Yeah, not all of them have filters and all of these things. So like, we are not plumbers. PSA. PSA, we are not plumbers, but this is part of the buying process and to make sure that our buyers are educated in what they're getting into.
Yeah.
So make sure you are maintaining your septic. And also for resale, you do not want to be the person that has to pay 40 grand because you didn't maintenance your septic and now it's, in a really bad
That's
condition.
a big point because so many people are just like, meh, whatever. It's not bothering me or it's not an issue. I'm not having any problems with it.
Yeah.
But just because you're not having any problems with it, I can't tell you how many people that I have encountered or I know personally that have bought a house, right? And then a month later, a week later, something crazy happens.
Yeah.
That could have been prevented with just if the seller had done routine maintenance. Or we get an inspection and now we find this crazy thing that is about to explode or be an issue. And now we're going to be asking the seller to fix that.
Yep.
Or whoever your buyer's agent is going to be asking the seller to fix that. And if you're the seller, that's a huge, or could be, depending on what it is, could be a huge expense. So maintaining your home is so very important.
Yeah. So that also brings us back into the sewer scope and why that I personally recommend it. It has recently helped me in negotiations and honestly just protect my buyers. And that's what we personally are all about is protecting our people.
Yeah.
So we had one where the house was holding water. It's a 2017 build and it's holding water under the house. I mean, of course that flagged, right? So then we have them jet the lines. All is clear. So great. And so sometimes it is a simple, easy, we jet the lines, maybe had food particle or things like that. But what if it was something major? I mean, I would have suggested my buyer not buy that house, right?
Yeah. And a sewer scope is typically it's an inexpensive add-on that you can do with any home inspection. And it's very valuable because it's peace of mind.
Yeah.
A lot of people may think, oh, my house is newer, I don't need a sewer scope. but you just said that was a 2017, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that a sewer scope is important, new or old, because
Yeah.
you never, it could be a brand new house, but how do you know that the people who lived in it last year, they've only owned it a year, how do you know that they haven't ran grease down the garbage disposal every single day?
And not even just lived in, not even just resale, new construction, because these are humans building these houses, and sometimes things
we make
happen.
mistakes.
Yeah. Or as you're building and things happen, right? When you lay the pipe, they do have a formula for it. But that's why it's also important to get inspections on new construction. Just because it's new construction does not mean that you are seeing all of the things.
That is such a good point, because so many people think, oh, they just built the house, I don't need an inspection.
Yeah.
Need a little buzzer. Wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. It is. And maybe nothing comes on it. But then you have all of the knowledge of how to maintain your home, where everything is. If there is an issue, what could potentially be an issue? You know, I mean, and what is more valuable than that, right? Like, knowledge about your house is valuable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So also now we bring it inside the house. So today with our inspection, what came up is we're in the carport that was a built-on room.
Yep.
And they did not put insulation here. So this AC, it's a 2013 AC, is working so hard to keep this whole house
can't
cool.
keep up.
Yeah,
it can't keep. The ACs works fine. Like the AC is great. But due to the lack of insulation, the AC can't cool the home.
Yeah.
Which would be a major issue during summertime and a major issue when it comes to your monthly light bill.
Yeah.
So if we had not gotten a home inspection, our buyers would never have known that, and they would have moved in to a hot box. Basically, come July, they'd be calling us, cussing us out.
Well, I mean, their next step would be to call and get the AC fixed, but there's nothing wrong with the AC.
Yeah, so then you're going round and round with different service orders, trying to fix the AC that's fine, and you're like, no, it's not.
Yeah. So, I mean, right, knowledge. So now that we know about that, we can correct it, right?
Yeah.
We educate the buyer. And even if we don't ask for it from the seller, she can then do it later. She knows that it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, again, so valuable. This house has been updated. It's a beautiful house.
Yeah, they did a really good job on the updates, for sure.
So, I mean, and then that makes it to where now she doesn't have to put money into this, but maybe you have to put a little money into insulation.
That's a good point too. So whenever, as real estate agents and as buyers, whenever you get a home inspection, that is something that we can either look at and be like, okay, we're going to ask the sellers to help us with this cost. And sometimes that happens. Like, the sellers will help you. Sometimes the sellers are going to be like, nope, this is our bottom line.
Yeah.
And so it really boils down to, as a buyer, what are you comfortable with?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with moving into this home and knowing that you're going to have to fix this or repair this or replace this, whatever it may be? It helps you make an informed decision. Yeah. So you're not just moving into something blind.
Home ownership is so beautiful. It's so amazing. You have your house. Yes, you're paying a mortgage on it, but it's yours, right? You paint the walls, you do the things, but you do have to maintain it. You do have to eventually update it, right? I mean, eventually things happen. Floors, you walk on them all the time. Eventually they're going to have to be replaced, right? Yeah. So there are costs to coming into home ownership. And it's really like, you have to prepare as far as like, okay, well, insulation is big for our buyer, so we're going to ask for that. But she's open to fix other things that are minor that came up in the inspection. Yeah. And I think that's also really great. We have a great inspector that just thoroughly, he explains everything so well. And
he's really good too. Also, like, explaining things well, but being like, here's your list of things. Mm-hmm. This list right here, we're going to put it to the side. This is sounds scary, but it's cosmetic, or it's not really an issue. Yeah. This right here is what you want to pay attention to. Yeah. And I really like that, because I have worked with some home inspectors before who are just like, this is so scary, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, like, here's all the things, but this is where you need to be concerned, or this is your important issues. Yeah. He's not going to make you panic because there's a paint scratch on the wall.
Yeah. And that's also where, talking to your agent, also you can do a pre-listing inspection and
I think if you're a seller, that is so important, because it helps you get ahead of the issues before they're even an issue. If you get a pre-listing inspection, Now you know everything that's going to turn up when your buyers get a home inspection. So you see firsthand, like, okay, here's my main red flags, right? Like, here's my house's red flags. I'm going to go ahead and fix this. Or you say, here's my house's red flag. I'm going to keep that in mind when I talk to my agent about what price I want to list at. Or maybe I'm going to give a credit because, hey, I'm already disclosing to you, this is what's coming. I'm going to give you a credit for that. But it just, again, helps you make informed decisions so you're not blindsided in 30, 60 days whenever you go under contract and now your buyers get a home inspection.
So when you are considering listing your home, right, you want to talk to your agent. Ask them, do they do a pre-listing inspection with an inspector? Is that something that you want to do personally before, right? Some also pre-listing appraisals. Some of these are expenses on the front end, but will save you a lot more time and headache on the back end.
Especially like really want to add headache, like emphasize that word because that can sometimes that can make or break a deal.
I feel like it's emotion. It's always emotion. No matter what it is, and sometimes it's emotion about the money or it's emotion about the house. But you have this home that you've lived in, right? 20 years.
You've built all these memories.
Yeah, you've painted the walls and you've made it so pretty, and then water heater comes up, and maybe it's a $1,200 cost, but you're like, well, but I painted the walls and I did this and I did that, but the water heater is going to flag insurance. I mean, those are all things that you have to take into consideration. So definitely talk to an agent before listing.
That was important what you said right there, flagging insurance.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to touch on.
Well, so that takes us to 4-point and win mitt.
Yeah.
So that is what you need, right, for insurance. And they're going to ask for these. So 4-point, we're talking about your 4 major systems, right? And that is typically when insurance comes into play.
So when your inspector gives you back your home inspection, it's going to be like this full document, and then each one of those will be separate, like your 4-point, your win mid, your WDO. Make sure you only send insurance the specific ones they ask for. Don't send them the whole report. They don't need to know if the paint was chipped.
Yeah, I mean, most insurance agents know not to send that to underwriting, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, so it is important, but you want to send those. And honestly, those win mitt and 4-point, those are the most important because of insurance. They will make or break your insurance, right?
Yeah.
So either insurance won't cover it or they will charge you an exorbitant amount, right? And insurance is a hot topic here in Florida, so we'll do another video on that later. But then you're like, well, this just kicked me out of my monthly payment over insurance, right? Yeah. And then what do you do?
Oh, and I've had that happen before. Mm-hmm. I've had that happen with a buyer to where we got insurance, what we thought was a great deal even, but we had insurance and it comes down to underwriting and they're like, no, your DTI is now debt to income is now too high because of this yearly insurance payment. Mm-hmm. So
it's super. And then, right, having that conversation with your lender, talking to them, and then we're going to figure out the situation from you. But sometimes that is going to be your deciding factor. Hey, this pushes me way over my limit and I'm not able to pay this. So, those are all there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to a real estate transaction. And we will have more information and videos on that. But we really think it's important, right? One, don't skip the home inspection.
Absolutely not. I don't care if it's new construction, resale. I don't care if it's 5 years old, 50 years old. I don't care if it there's so many options, right? So yes, is this an expense? But there are inspectors out there who will get paid at the closing table. Like, we can make this work, figure it out. Like, if you have to cut corners somewhere, do not cut a corner when it comes to the home inspection. Get the home inspection.
And honestly, a real estate agent will be preparing you this from day one. That is a part of your closing costs, your expenses, right? So you have all of your inspections, then you have your appraisal. You need an agent that is going to prepare you all the way from beginning to end on what is happening, what is the process, what fees am I going to be paying, and why. We don't want just random fees popping up.
Yeah, right? And we don't want you to be blindsided.
Yeah. There's things that happen, right? In every state, every transaction is different, but it is very important to be informed when home buying, and just all the way around about your house.
Absolutely.
So, follow, subscribe for more.
comment any questions you have.
Yeah, and let us know what else we can talk about.
Yeah, what would you like to hear?
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Toodles.